So, update 34.0 came out on BTD6, and there were a bunch of balance changes and a new map, and so I'm showing off some of them in this video. The main ones are the Ultra Juggernaut got buffed a bit, and the Archmage got buffed a bit. So I believe the Archmage deals some extra damage to Moabs, plus the weird cross path with the Wall of Fire also got like a buff. I'm not exactly sure how, and then the Ultra Juggernaut, I also got buffed somehow. I should really look into these things beforehand, but if you want to like look at the actual patch notes, I'll probably just link it in the description. As for the actual map, it's got some interesting mechanics. So you unlock the things like as you go along, and then certain plots of land have different abilities. Like some of them give a discount, some give the jungle drums thing. There's other ones that I don't exactly know what they do, but I would imagine they probably like buff Pierce if I had to guess. So yeah, pretty interesting. You can like get the discounts. It's not just on the tier 3s and below. It's on everything. So you get discounted tier 5s, which is a massive discount. Especially when like I don't know if this map is going to be super useful since you don't I guess you have pretty limited space. Like it's kind of hard to fit a village in the certain spots because it has to be on the yellow gear ones for support. But there's also new skin for Churchill, so I thought I would just show that off real quick. It's a little winter sleigh, which is kind of nice. Churchill's actually probably one of my favorite heroes, just because I don't know, saving up for an expensive hero it feels nice. I guess I don't know. It feels like an investment that's actually worth going for, and it's also just like easy to pop every type of balloon, really. Plus, you can pop camos eventually, so pretty nice hero overall. You don't really see him used a lot in like Chimps runs, I feel like, but this is Chimps. Although this was just the practice editor because I didn't want to actually play through the first 3 rounds, where you have to beat it on hard, then alternate Bloons round, then unpoppable, because I'm just that lazy. But I'll do it eventually. Like, I've beaten most of the maps on Chimps at this point. And by most, I mean not actually that many, because I still have a lot of expert maps to go. I finally beat Flooded Valley Chimps, which took me forever, way too long, but I didn't want to just like completely look at a guide or a walkthrough for every single decision, but I did have to use it for the start because the positioning is so precise, it kind of feels like. But yeah, so going for the wizard, I guess. I don't know, this is just kind of the mid game. Random movies that I saw recently. I saw Scott Pilgrim versus the World for the first time. Very unique movie. It's directed by Edgar Wright, and that was just a fun time, I would say. It's got like some video game themes and stuff. Although it's not actually like that cringe inducing. I feel like most of the movies that I've seen that involve video games are not really things that you want to watch. Like I was watching the Sonic the Hedgehog movie as well, and I was like, wow, this does not feel like I'm the demographic. This feels like it's actually a movie for kids, despite its, I don't know, like many animated movies can just not be geared towards kids and can just be good movies regardless. But I don't know, it didn't really feel like that to me, so I didn't really like it that much, even though I've heard that people kind of like that movie. This video, by the way, is at 2 times speed, so it's actually not that long because it's pretty easy to beat these maps on Chimps nowadays. I just kind of want to show off the buffs, which are barely really noticeable, but it's I don't know, it's a good spot for Ultra Juggernaut because the little start has like the little gates or little openings, so the balls bounce everywhere, which is kind of nice. Also, I didn't even realize like how the Juggernaut really works, but apparently the balls just explode regardless. I didn't even know that, but I'm learning things. I have put like so hundreds and hundreds of hours into this game at this point, even though I only got it like fairly recently. Been playing it way too much, I would say. Like I have not played very much Super Auto Pets, just all been BTD6 really. I feel like once the actual team tournament starts up again, which, by the way, I shouldn't advertise this while I'm talking about BTD6, but there is the team tournament if you're interested in joining, which should start in a couple weeks, I think. Go ahead and get the discounted thing. I think if you're going for a tier 5, you probably just want to put it on the discount because it's just so much money saved. Normally, Archmage is like 34,800. I don't know the exact amount. 34,000 something. So getting that extra $3,000 saved, that's a lot of money. That's going to be very helpful. And yeah, I guess like just going to get the support towers, really just saving up for things. Like in general, if random tip for beginners, like saving up for tier 5s, very nice, and I usually recommend doing that between the rounds of like, I don't know, in the 50s, 60s, and 70s, I feel like. Because I think the difficulty spike is really on round 75 and above. And, like, if you beat round 50, you can, like, round, I don't know, 73 or something is going to be not that much more difficult. So it feels like if you get a pretty good team by round, like, 50 or whatever, and then you can just save up for the tier 5 in that time. And then once you save up for one tier 5, you can just save up for another tier 5 because it's such a giant power spike. I say this with my limited knowledge. I have also watched some people who are extremely good at BT6. Been watching people who play like Ravine CHIMPS and try to do like least cash mode or just try to like have as much money left over as possible. And it's absolutely insane, like the things that they can do. Since I can't even beat Ravine CHIMPS, like that is far above my pay grade. I haven't even beaten all the advanced maps yet. I still have to beat X Factor and Pat's Pond, which they feel a lot harder than some of the expert maps, but I'll beat them eventually, I hope. I keep losing on round 98, and I should like use the practice editor to plan out the runs on chimps, but instead I think I can beat it every time. I'm like, all right, this is the run. I'm definitely going to beat it this time. And then I fail again, and then I'm like, all right, but this next time, for sure, now that I know what to do, and then I still lose. And then it's because I keep trying different things too. I don't know. There's a lot of cool strats that can be used, that can actually work on chimps, it feels like. Once you get to the harder maps, it feels like it's less and less, but after watching like some of the pros, it's like, okay, well, apparently there's a ton of things that really do work. It's just annoying to get past like the, I don't know, the beginning, and then it's like the hardest part is the very end, so I don't know. It like the middle game, I don't know what I'm complaining about, but yeah, it just feels like most of the fails are either trying to find the exact position at the front or getting to around like 98, 99 or something and then just losing, which can be very frustrating because then you've wasted like 30 minutes or 40 minutes or whatever. But there we go. Get to see the Archmage in action. Get to target the Wall of Fire since you go on the top path. And yeah, the Wall of Fire I believe is just a constant uptime now. There's no downtime whatsoever. And looks like it's doing pretty good. Archmage, like, it wasn't the greatest tier 5, but it could like deal with DDTs somewhat efficiently, I felt like, and just giving it the Alk buff, saving up a bunch of money for the permanent Alk buff, even though I don't know if that's really that worth it. I could, like, you can fit a heli pilot, so you could Chinook the permabrew around some places, but even then, like, there's not that many places that you can put it. Like, I don't know, I think I could maybe get within range of the Ultra-Jug or not. I'm not actually sure, but yeah. That might be kind of an interesting way to play, actually, now that I think about it, with the Chinook ability, because then you can, there's like that one starting tile that has no abilities, and then you can Chinook your abilities to somewhere else, just for the free jungle drums or whatnot. But I guess it's the only place you can put the hero. And I, like, in the later game, since I probably do actually want a village if I was trying to, like, have a good team, I guess you could build it around, like, that 15 spots. That feels like a good spot for village, and then put all your towers kind of around that. I don't know. Seems like a cool map, though. It's nice that they're still introducing, like, new abilities or new mechanics in the game. It's great that they're still updating this game. And that, like, they have all the balance changes. They have reasons for why they did those balance changes, which is something the SAP devs could definitely learn from. Very cool to see. And, yeah, I mean, the game's still a lot of fun. Thanks for watching. See ya.